Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and pool fans around the world. Welcome to the 36th U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. We're coming to you live in HD from the ACCUSTATS Arena here at the Chesapeake Conference Center in Chesapeake, Virginia. If you've been with us all week, you've watched 250 of the best players in the world vie for this prestigious title. There are 3 players left in the event. We'd like to once again say thank you to all the sponsors that have helped make this possible. Q-Master Billiards, Diamond Billiard Products, Aramuth Belgian Billiard Balls, Simonis Cloth, the Delta 13 Rack, and the Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company. Without your support, none of this would be possible. We look forward to having all of you back with us again next year. This is the second and third place match. Both of these players have one loss. The winner will proceed to the finals at 7 p.m. tonight to face undefeated Darren Appleton. The loser will receive $10,000 and will finish third place in this year's event. Our first player comes to us from Powder Springs, Georgia. This gentleman has over 50 Viking Tour wins to his credit. 7 times he was voted Viking Tour Player of the Year. He won back-to-back pro events in 2006, the last person to do that. He's a former member of the Mosconi Cup team, and we're pleased to announce that based on his finish here this year, he has earned his way back on the 2011 USA Mosconi Cup team. He is sponsored by Tiger Products, Unique Products, Atlas Billiard Supply, Bonus Ball League, Jack Justice Cases. He has his own line of custom cues. It's Big Bubba, Shawn Putnam. His opponent, from the Republic of the Philippines, now living in Las Vegas. He's the 2005 U.S. Open 9-Ball champion. He's a 2004 World 9-Ball champion. In 2011, he won the Derby City Bank Pool Division, and he also won the Jay Swanson Memorial Tournament. He's sponsored by Puyat. He's a small guy, but he's got the biggest heart in the game, none other than the Lion, Alex Pagulayan. Okay. All right, this is going to be a race. This is a race to 11 games. You must win by 2. The maximum will be 13. Should it go 12-12, it will be hill-hill. At this time, we'd like to send it up to the booth to Danny DiLiberto, to Jim Weish, and the voice that we've heard for many, many years, one of the best in the business, Billy Incardona.
Well, thank you very much. Once again, great to be here alongside Billy Incardona. I'm Jim Weish, looking to bring you all the action as we have from day one, 36th annual U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. We are down to the match to see who will oppose Darren Appleton in this year's final. And as always, never ceases to have fun out there. The Lion, Alex Pagulayan. And he's up against Big Bubba, Shawn Putnam. And Billy, they come here a tale of 2 trips to this semi.
Oh, yes. Alex Pagulayan was on the winner's side before Darren Appleton defeated him. But let me mention a little bit about this particular table, the way it's been breaking, Jim. The break is a big advantage on this table since the wing ball has been going in fairly regularly. And the lag was a very big shot in this match, which Pagulayan won. But Putnam, he's not relatively as well known as Pagulayan or Darren Appleton, but in this tournament, he has been playing extremely well. I mean, he just defeated Dennis Hatch on what, 11-3?
11-2,
11-2, and there he is right there on the screen. And Dennis Hatch has been just tearing up the loser's side before he ran into Putnam. A very, very qualified Shawn Putnam.
Absolutely. He's playing some of the best pool of his life, Shawn. And Alex knows that. And Alex also understands how important it is to get off to a good start. It's a race to 11. Just to remind all of you, a little different format in finals day. Race to 11, but the player must win by 2 clear racks. But it's capped at 12. If it goes 12-12, then effectively heel-heel, they play 1 rack to see who goes on to the final.
The balls are laying really nicely on the table. I don't expect to see him do anything wrong here. 4 right in front of the pocket, the 5 hanging in the side, the 6 up table.
Yeah, it was a good break. Really the feature of this first rack and so important. I mean, Alex will have had a little time to settle himself and try to forget that loss to Darren Appleton. He was 6-4 in front to Appleton. Appleton won the last 7. And Billy, like you, we just can't see Appleton getting beat.
Yeah, this is the 2nd consecutive year that I've watched him play in the U.S. Open. And obviously he won it last year and he played great. But I think he's playing even better this year, Jim, than he was last year. And he certainly showed it when he played Alex Pagulayan in the last match. He played just some really beautiful pool. I love the way he runs. You know, his patterns are impeccable. His speed of the cue ball is second to none. If he's not the best 9-ball player in the world right now, he's tied.
Down for the 9. This is a great start for Alex. Pockets the 9 and stakes himself to the first rack. He made the 8 off the break and a break and run out, starting things out here against Shawn Putnam.
Yeah, he's going to want to freeze Putnam in the chair, considering, you know, how the table's been giving up balls on the break. One mistake, cue ball control off the break is at a premium, by the way. He cannot scratch on this table the way it's giving up balls on the break. So therefore, if you can control the cue ball off the break, you know, you can put some racks together. He's playing position. He'll play position for the 1, by the way, because he's getting that corner ball on the break.
Alex won the first rack in losing to Darren Appleton, too, so he hopes history doesn't repeat itself. Rack number 2. He's got his Mez break cue firmly in hand. Keep that white on the table.
He wasn't able to get the wing ball on the break on that rack, but Putnam steps to the table without a shot. He has a 1-8 combination, but it's not an easy shot. This isn't really the type of a shot he wanted to look at stepping to the table.
Yeah, and being left-handed, he won't be able to comfortably cue at this either. I don't know if he plays right-handed, Shawn. If he doesn't, he's going to have to use the rake to try and make that 1-8.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he has a shot available to him that he can reach without using the rake. So he can reposition the cue ball possibly behind the 4, send the 1 ball down table by the 9. That's one of the options he has. Now he's looking for to be aggressive here with the 1-8 combination. Tough shot, like Jim said, he's going to have to use the rake. I don't think I would shoot that if I was he, but he's a little taller than me. Maybe he can reach it. But even if he can reach it, very difficult shot. Not the type of a shot that I would want to start out shooting in a match like this. You know, you really can't afford to give up a shot to Pagulayan, considering how well he plays and how the balls are breaking. So this is a very big decision for him right now, and I hope he makes the right one, because it's a big decision for him.
And I know one thing is he was leaning out there and trying to see his, what his body positioning would be like. Looking at that one, looked like he was going to have his belly right on that 7. Might have followed me to the pizza parlor here, Billy. I grabbed a quick pizza between matches, and
he's going to try to bank the 1 near the 9 and play him behind the 4. I think he got a pretty good roll, or a little bit of a kiss there that got him a pretty good roll there. Repositioned the 1 ball in front of the 5 and the cue ball behind the 4. So that worked out well for him.
Yeah, a chance to jump over the edge of that 4. Alex will cue up at this. But I mean, he may go back and get his break cue. Looks like a longer jump, so either break cue or jump cue.
He only got to jump over the side or the edge of the ball, so there shouldn't be any problem clearing the ball. And what's so good about this shot is there's a lot of interfering balls in the center of the table that will probably aid him, possibly with it. Well, he went in right into all those balls. I didn't think he wanted to do that. Now the balls are spread nicely over the table for Putnam. Now this is the type of a shot that he wanted, and now he's got it. Let's see if he can do well with it.
He's the house pro at Johnny Archer's room in Marietta, Georgia. He's got his own line of custom cues. Alex looks on. I think he's, in his mind, Billy, he feels like that mistake is going to be punished and expects it to be.
He went across table pretty far, you know. If he can draw straight back to the 3 or follow it, you know. He wanted to stay to the left of where he ended up because that way position on the 3 is more accessible. Now he's going to follow it inside English, so strange things can happen here. Now the 4 ball is the ball to the left of the cue ball. That'll be the ball he'll be playing position for. He can draw straight back and play position for the 4 in the upper left-hand corner. That's where he wants to end up with the cue ball, right there, where he pointed it at. No, I don't understand what he's doing there. He wants to draw back about 12 inches or so. First game is a very difficult game for either player to win. Pagulayan has already won his first game. Now Putnam has an opportunity to win his. Yeah, I don't understand why he drew it back as much as he did when he could have drawn it back for the corner. But he does have a shot on the 4 on the side.
Normally you want to limit the movement of the cue ball if you possibly can. I mean, the more balls start traveling, the more you're open to mistakes. And again, a lot closer to that side cushion than he really needed to be.
But the 6 ball's positioned conveniently for position off the 5. So all you need to do is just elevate and come back about 6 inches.
The one thing both of these players have in common is they were both bumped to the left-hand part of the draw by the same man, Darren Appleton. Alex losing 11-6 and Putnam losing 11-7, but at one point he was down 10-3.
Right, he made a comeback, but he fell a little short, as everyone else did, playing Appleton. Putnam seems pretty comfortable out there, Jim. You know, he's worked his way quite nicely through the losers bracket. He'd be defeating a lot of really great players. So at this point of the tournament, this juncture of the tournament, he really seems like he's comfortable. If he's able to beat the Pagulayan and go into the finals against Appleton, that may be a different story. But right now, he seems quite comfortable, and I look for him to play a real good match here.
Yeah, he does. He's got a very consistent walk around the table. He's very focused. You know, and just prior to starting out with Pagulayan here, he was saying to our promoter, Barry Berman, that this is his dream. It's always been his dream to win the U.S. Open 9-ball championship, and he's got a chance to live his dream here today.
Yeah, it's a lot of players' dream to win the U.S. Open, but there's a lot of pressure
Pagulayan
in winning the Open.
Has already won the U.S. Open back in 2005. And so he knows what it's like to be at the pinnacle. Shawn Putnam wants to know that feeling. The 9 into the bottom corner, but that's not a win. And he holds his hand up to let everybody know. Just to remind all our viewers, that 9, if it's made into the 2 bottom corner pockets, it spots up. And that rule brought into effect this year simply because the winner racks. So it's rack your own. And if the 9 is made into either of the 2 bottom corners, It's respotted. The other 4 pockets, it would have counted as a rack win. Either way, it's a great break.
It sure is. Now there's the break again, the 9. The cue ball kissed the 9 into the corner pocket. But like Jim says, nevertheless, even though the 9 spots, great break. The balls are positioned really nicely over the table. Now all he needs to do is stay focused here. Don't do anything carelessly. Well, he got a little flat on this ball. I don't know if he can go forward or not. Seems like if he can go forward and miss the 9, that's what he'll probably do. See, now the 9 now becomes somewhat of a burden.
It was interesting the way that Shawn cued up to that ball. It was sighting at the center of the cue ball. In the last stroke, Billy applied the right-hand spin.
Watch out. He's going to be okay, but it's not where he wanted to end up, near the rail and almost straight in on the 8. If he does have an angle, he'll just go to the side cushion. And I don't know if he'll play position for the 9 in the same pocket or not, depending on the steepness of the angle. If he's kind of got a straight-in angle, like it's going to be kind of awkward. He'll have to elevate. And if he elevates, this ball can be missed. It looks like he can go across table here. With a level stroke, this shot plays much better, like he's done.
He's played a lot of this rack from the side cushion, and so far, so good.
But if he continues to play from the side cushion, I don't think he's going to do well. But he's playing well right now.
Yeah, that one wiped his feet. 9 down. A break and run out from Shawn Putnam.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but very effective. Pagulayan in the chair, moving around, and seems to me he's been a little nervous in this tournament. It doesn't seem like he's had the same demeanor that I'm accustomed to seeing him. You know, he seems like a little nervous to me.
You know something, Billy, and you can relate to this. He's having a few problems with his sciatic nerve in the back of his leg and his elbow. It's almost like he's had tennis elbow. He was staying with me off and on for about 6 months, and he was getting therapy. He was seeing a physio for his elbow, and I understand he went to the chiropractor the other day just to see if it might be able to loosen up that nerve and just in behind your back leg, your thigh. So a young man to be dealing with health issues, and we hope he overcomes that.
Watch out, 3 ball. Oh, okay. Join the party. I went in between the 1 and the cue ball. Pagulayan, I don't believe, can even see the 1, so he's going to have to push here. It's going to be a tough push, too. Oh, well, he can see the 1, I believe.
Yeah, that makes life a lot easier. He won't be able to attack from this position, but he'll certainly be able to put some distance between these two, and he'll try to get that cue ball behind some cover.
He would really like to get it behind the 4 ball, which is positioned in the lower left-hand corner. Let's see if he can hit enough of the 1 to do that. He'll create distance and possible snooker behind the 4. No. He went another round. He wanted to go behind the 5 and the 6.
Yeah, and he's underhit it. He kept it safe, but there's a possibility of a bank here for Shawn.
But he's got to make sure that he avoids the kiss on this shot. It looks like it's laying on a kiss angle. After crossing the 1, which he's obviously going to try to do, the cue ball will then hit the bottom cushion. He make it a kiss here off that bottom cushion.
And if he overcuts this, Billy, he plays it at the speed to lay it on that top cushion, so.
See, there's the kiss. Now, that's what he had to worry about, because that kiss was there. And being a one-pocket player, I'm really familiar with those types of angles there, that type of an angle. And I knew that kiss was there, and it ended up costing him pretty bad there. So he's going to go to the bottom row with the cue ball, and the one ball is going to catch up with it. And that's bad stuff right there. He's going to be sorry he opted to shoot that shot.
The 36th Annual U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships brought to you by Q Master Billiards of Virginia Beach. 73 tables, the largest billiard room in the country. If you're ever in the Virginia Beach area, you definitely have to take that venue in. Great food, great atmosphere. One of our presenting sponsors at this year's U.S. Open 9-Ball Championships. And you look around the ACCUSTATS arena and you can see as well all the mainstays in the industry that are supporting it. And this year we welcome Pepsi Bottling Company in.
I didn't realize that Pepsi got involved up until the other day when you went to with the
Johnny's Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Johnny Archer drinks as much Mountain Dew as he supports Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm. Pagulayan's having a problem deciding where he wants to put the cue ball. But I know where he wants to end up, where the 8-ball is. See where the 8-ball is? If he can end up in that area right there where the 8-ball is, that will be in perfect line for the 2 to drop nicely for the 3. That's where he wants to end up with the cue ball, right around where the 8-ball is. Or on that angle.
And you'll want the proper angle from the 3 to the 4 as well.
Yeah, that's very crucial for him to get the right angle off the 3 to drop for the 4, because the 4 is a kind of a hidden ball behind the 5 and the 8. So therefore, not much room for error here in playing position for the 4. So he's going to have to be pretty careful here.
Yeah, he shows you with his hand. He really wanted that cue ball to travel a little bit further. Going to the side cushion, he's got the window between the 5 and the 9. You'll have to be a little careful with this shot.
Yeah, he's got an awkward angle on the 3. He's going to send him behind the 6, and he's got to recover and come back for a field goal position between the 6-8 for the 4. That's going to be fairly difficult. Let's see how well he does with it. Maybe he may opt to do something differently here. No, that's what he's done. Now he's going to take a longer shot on the 4 than he wanted, but nevertheless, it's a good shot. The 5-ball's positioned in the center of the table. He should draw back, play position for the 5 in the side, but he has to make sure he doesn't draw it too far, because that 8's definitely a problematic ball here. That's good enough, because he can always cut it and go to the bottom cushion and back up. If he does that, he'll draw the ball and use the 2 cushions. And that'll be the more safe route, and it probably offers him better position on the 6. Let's see, he drawed it and went 2 cushions. Now that'll give him a nice angle on the 6. Drop nicely for the 7. 8 and 9 in the center of the table, and that's how it's done.
There you go. Movie at 11. And again, the angle just to get the cue ball closer to the 8 and in the middle of the table.
In his match against Appleton, he missed 3 balls in that match, and that was actually 2 balls too many. You can afford to miss 1 ball against Appleton, but not more than 1. He missed 3, and he lost 11-6. And he's gone. He's actually fallen a little bit out of line here, but he's got great recovery powers or ability. This will tie the match up 2 games apiece, and the breaking partners a big advantage for him.
Nothing to choose between these two as yet. The dry break from Putnam allowing Pagulayan the opportunity, and 2 apiece to a packed house here at the Chesapeake Conference Center. 1976, the first U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship, 16 entries. And Mike Siegel was the last man standing that year. The great Mike Siegel, Hall of Famer, 3-time U.S. Open 9-ball champion. Alex Pagulayan looking to become a 2-time champion. And that man, Shawn Putnam, looking to live his dream.
Yes, he is. Mentioning Mike Siegel's name, you know, I've been around for quite a long time, and I've seen Siegel play at his best, and I've watched these players play at their best. And Mike Siegel, in my opinion, one of the greatest 9-ball players ever. But these players today, you know, Darren Appleton, Alex Pagulayan, you know, certainly on the par with Mike Siegel. Tremendous players.
Yeah, and I think with the game now too, Billy, and you'll be able to attest to this as well as anybody, it's considerably more global now, isn't it? When back in the 70s and early 80s, you didn't get the players from Europe and Asia, the Philippines and Taiwan. We had 4 players from Japan come this year. It's such a strong, this without a doubt, in my opinion, the toughest tournament to win.
Fields are much larger and stronger as opposed to years ago. And to win the U.S. Open, you really can't pick one player to win it. But what Darren Appleton, maybe he's going to win it 2 consecutive years in this type of a field, as large as it is, with all these quality players. What does that say about the man?
Rack number 5.
Watch out, cue ball. Watch out. Yeah. See, cue ball controls at a premium on this table. Notice he pocketed 3 balls on the break and he scratched. And you can't afford to do that. No, no, no. Not on this table, and certainly not against the caliber of players that are playing out here tonight.
And this wasn't kicked in either. Straight off that side cushion and into the side.
See, that's one of the problems with the cut break. You want to cut the 9-ball and you want to go cross table and draw it past the side. Sometimes you're not able to do that, but I think when you're breaking the balls, you got to make sure that you draw it past the side, because you are going to make balls on the break a good 60-70% of the time at least. So make sure you control the cue ball off the break. And Putnam certainly thrilled stepping to the table with a nice easy layout with only 6 balls on the table. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. It'll get you right in stroke and it'll get you feeling real good.
Yeah, that scratch has been punished right away. Shawn wasting little time, reestablishing that 1-rack lead.
And I think that was one of the undoings of when he played Appleton in the match before this. He scratched a couple times. Once like he did there, and another time was really an unfortunate scratch. He got kissed, and that was really a heartbreaker.
No, you can't. When you get kissed in, you can't help that. But when you take it straight into the side pocket like was the case there, no excuses really.
Putnam with a big break, even though the corner ball has been going in a good 60-70% of the time. If it doesn't, Putnam has this powerful break. He's going to get another ball somewhere else because he can really smack him, and that's what he's doing. He's going to go. He's smacking the balls hard, and he's going right at him. Big man.
Big left-hander.
Powerful break.
Danny DiLiberto says he doesn't know what it is with all the big left-handers.
Did you see how he drew that ball past the side? That's what you want to do. He played position on the 1. He drew the cue ball past the side down table, knowing the 1 ball is coming down table. Beautifully executed shot on the break. 2 balls hidden behind the 8 in the 9. This is going to be a very difficult ball to play position for. This shot here will probably give you the answer to this rack. That's where he wants to be. He wants to send the cue ball toward the orange 5. Matter of fact, he would like the cue ball to take the place of the 5. I wouldn't be surprised if he went into the 5 off that second cushion. Pocketing the 1, going toward the 5, hitting the rail before the 5, and then moving the 5 and keeping him in perfect line for the blue 2. That's what I would do.
He just pointed to that 5 that you've alluded to, Billy.
He wants to hit it hard enough so he doesn't end up behind the 5. He doesn't want to end up behind the 5 now. He's got to hit it harder than that. He got to get that 5 out of there.
I'm kind of smiling wryly.
Well, he knew that was possible, you know, and a little ill-fated, but nevertheless, it was a possibility. So, you know,
He's been awesome with the jump cue. He's made some fantastic escapes. Well, this one will be no different.
yeah, this is going to be a difficult one because of the closeness of the 5 in the cue ball. He's got to get it airborne quickly, which he did, but he wasn't able to pocket the ball. The cue ball may end up behind the 3, but no, it's fallen a little short. Pagulayan, it doesn't appear, has a pocket for the 2, Jim.
Well, if he does, it's going to be to the opposite corner, but Alex Pagulayan has just taken a timeout. Shawn Putnam can think a little while about that effort. He is going to have the rack at his mercy. And Alex must have gone to the washroom. He's just come right back. Each player allowed a break.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Jim. The balls are laying, as you noticed, really well. I mean, there's nothing congested. They're out in the open. This is the kind of a layout that you really want to come to the table with. But you have to pocket the 2 here. That's the big shot.
Oh, just wiping his hands. I think that towel that he grabbed had a bunch of baby powder on it. Big shot this one though, Billy, even though it's early. The last thing Alex can afford is to fall 2 racks behind Shawn Putnam.
Yeah, that was a tough shot, and he had, you know, not only did he have to make the ball, but he had to control the cue ball, and he had to hit it with a certain type of a stroke with a certain speed, and that at this time was a little too much. Now he would like to pinch this with a little draw, with a little inside English to slow up the cue ball. If he's got that type of an angle from our vantage point, looking at the monitor, sometimes it's not as it appears. He may be able to just roll it in, I'm not sure. But if not, if he has too steep of an angle, then I look for him to just pinch it with a little inside draw. I think that'll slow up the cue ball. And he's not really getting down over the ball, which is an indication that this is a tough situation here. He might go back, you know, cross table with inside English if it's too steep. Okay, now he rolled it in. Now he's going to have to deal with the 7. He may, the 7 ball may hamper his bridge a little bit here. Excuse me. I thought he was shooting at the 5, but he's shooting at the 3. So he's fine.
The 7 comes in to play off that cushion. You'd like to be able to just take the cue ball, side cushion, get it back out for the 4. So he just has to avoid the 7 here.
Exactly. And he'll hit it with speed for 2 cushions like Jim mentioned. 1, 2, and back out for the 4.
Perfect.
Perfectly positioned that time. Now everything is nice and out in the open, and looks like that all he needs to do now is don't lose focus there. You know, you have to keep in touch with what's happening. I've seen a lot of players get careless in situations like this, but not at this level.
Well, we said that 2 ball, and we had a feeling Alex was going to try it to the bottom corner. If he missed it, it was going to be a rack loser. And Shawn Putnam's looked to make us profits.
I like what he did right there. A lot of players would just try to draw back 4 or 5 feet short of that rail, and that's where you get in trouble because you underdraw it sometimes, and then you draw too far sometimes and end up on the rail. But if you draw 2, hit the bottom rail and back off, you know you can't overdraw it, and you know you won't end up on the rail. So how he played it the intelligent way. I like the way he played it, and he's going to get paid off for it.
Playing some of the best pool of his life. Shawn Putnam, this is your time. 4-2, you're in front of Alex Pagulayan. And again, look of determination on his face. And he's far too big to argue with.
Yeah, he's been playing very, very well. He's beaten a lot of good players. You have the his opponents available who he's played? I mean, he's really played some good players here. He beats Hatch, last match, and
well, I certainly did.
well, he's got the table preparing to break the balls. This is game number 7, 4-2 Putnam. And watch the 6 ball here. No, the 6 hung up. He didn't draw the cue ball back that time. And the 4 ball came in between the 1 ball and the cue ball at the very last moment. And now Pagulayan again steps to the table without a shot. But the last time he did have a shot on the 2, but it was a very difficult one.
I know Shawn defeated Huji C on our TV table.
And he's a world 9-ball champion.
World 10-ball.
Or 10-ball?
Yep. The dry break from Putnam there. And that was just prior to, hammering Dennis Hatch.
See what Alex did there? He pushed out by moving the 9 on the 3, creating a problem for the 3 ball. And it was another intelligent shot because whenever you push, you're at a disadvantage. And in the way the balls were laying on the table, the pusher was really at a disadvantage. So why not tie up a ball if you can? That's exactly what he did. I don't think that he should take this shot, Putnam that is, because Alex actually tied up to 9 and 3 and did that and sacrificed that for this. He tied up to 9 and 3. He doesn't want the shot on the 1. He's hoping that Putnam takes this shot. Putnam should pass it.
If you have to think this long, Billy, you can't like the shot.
Well, whenever you think this long, you know the guy who pushed made a good push. Because when there's that much indecision out there, then the pusher obviously did a good job. I don't like taking that shot at all. That's not what I would want to do. No. He fooled Putnam there. He actually, the value of what Pagulayan did was he tied up to 3 and 9, and he sacrificed that position he ended up with to do that. Putnam, on the other hand, should have passed, but he didn't. He took the shot and ended up, not doing well with it. Now, Pagulayan's looking to loosen up to 3-9 now if he can off the 1. It's a little risky, but he's looking maybe to do that because of the position of the 2. It's maybe worth the gamble. Let's see what he does.
Try and draw this with right-hand spin?
Yeah, and maybe worth the gamble because the 2 ball can be pocketed in various pockets. Let's see what he does. He's going toward it now. Here we go. Okay, this is what you wanted, and this is what you got. Had he hit the 9 on the other side, he would have had a nice shot on the 2. But he knew it was a gamble, but it was a gamble he thought was worth taking. But right now, he's probably sad that he decided to do what he did.
He's looking at the 2 in the side pocket, a thin cut. I don't know if the cue ball can avoid all those colors up at the top end of the table and get back down for the 3, but that's what he's looking at.
He's looking at the hook here, I believe. Put the 2 by the 7. Oh, he did. My goodness. You're correct. Yeah. I mean, that was very risky. There's too much traffic up there. Too much traffic. I thought he was going to put the 2 ball by the 7 and drop behind the 2 balls on the right-hand side, which was an option.
He might have wishes he did that.
Yeah. If I had to choose a player to kick for me, there would only be maybe 2 or 3 players I would choose from, and he would be one of them. He kicks so well. I look for him to put the cue ball on the 9 here softly. No, he didn't hit it like he wanted to. He put too much spin on it, and he hit too much behind it. He wanted to hit it on the side.
Well, this match is starting to get away from Alex. A few too many unforced errors, Billy. You just cannot afford that against Shawn Putnam the way he's playing.
No, it looks like he may have a good 4-9 billiard here. Looks to me from our position up here that that 4-9 billiard is right on. Oh, he's going toward the balls. He don't like the billiard.
You know, it's amazing. There's so many people zoned in on this semifinal. They've even got a monitor set up on the outside where people don't have a good line of sight to the match table, and they're all around the monitor as they would be at home watching the TV set.
Now he's going toward the, he would like to hit the 4 on the outside here. You don't want to hit the 4 in the face. Well, you know, well, that's okay because the 6 ball is hanging there. You can always billiard the 6 in, but the problem with that shot is it's got to control the 4. So hit the rail in front of the 6, like that. That way you get relief out of that area.
A knowledgeable crowd appreciative of that shot. That's one thing that stands out over the years that I've been here. An extremely knowledgeable crowd make their way to the U.S. Open 9-ball championships every year. These people know their pool.
Yeah, it's real, as a player, it's a pleasure playing in front of knowledgeable fans. Knowledgeable crowd, I should say. Hit that a little roughly, but it went in. He's starting to get some separation now, 4-2 at this moment, and looks like it's going to be 5-2 in favor of Putnam.
And 5-2 confirmed. Quickly slides that bead over. It's a race to 11, remember. And the house pro.
Yeah, Alex.
Marietta, sorry, Billy, the house pro in Marietta starting to look like a professional.
Well, he is a professional. You know, he's done quite well on the tour, and he's done extremely well in this tournament. And he could very well be in the finals of this tournament if he continues to play this well. Pagulayan, on the other hand, the last 2 times he's been at the table, he missed a 2, and then I thought he played a really ill-advised shot by cutting the 2 into the side, going directly toward 3 balls at the other end of the table. That's like a quarterback throwing into triple coverage. Yeah, well, it is, you know, and that's something you really shouldn't do. And you've given up control of the table by doing that, and now you're looking at a 5-2 deficit.
And like you said, some separation for Shawn Putnam as he takes the cue ball over to the same side of the table. He's enjoyed some success. Rack number 8.
He pocketed a ball on the break. The 1 ball is obviously right there as an easy shot. The 2 balls positioned in front of the left-hand side. The 3 ball is down table adjacent to the 4. There's 2 problems I see here. It's from the 5 to the 7, obviously. And the 3 to the 4 is not a gimme either here, because he's got to play position and get through a lot of traffic.
Now just leave himself with a little angle so that he can play off 2 cushions, off the 3 to the 4.
He's got to get around the 5, or he's got to go between the 5 and the 8, whichever he feels is best, and then he's got to clear the 7. So, you know, he may go into the 7 here. If there's a chance he might do that. No, he didn't do that. I thought that he could go to the rail and then into the 7. I don't even know if that was an option, but if it was, I would have taken a look at it, because that would have put him in good line for the 3 and opened up the 7-9. So now he has to deal with the 3, which I mentioned before. It's not really that easy to get to the 4, but you know, very workable, but not that easy. He's got to clear the 7, which he's done. Now, what do you do with the 7-9?
Oh, the 7 will go to the same corner that he's going to be playing the 5 after this 4.
He's taking a look to see if there's any possible chance of pocketing that 7-9 combination, which I doubt. Because if he gets on that side of the 7 ball, like you say, he might as well just play it in the lower right-hand corner. If it does pass the 9, it hasn't been confirmed yet. That was just my partner's idea. But that 7-9 does look fairly close to being a combination.
It's makeable. And depending on where he is on the 5, that'll dictate how he goes after that 7.
I think he got on the wrong side of the 4 myself. I think that if he would have gotten the other side of the 4, then he could have ended up with a better angle on the 5 to do something with the 7-9. Now he's forced to play the wrong angle on the 5 because of the angle that he has on the 4. See, that's where the problem is. Had he been on the inside of the 4, he could have went to the outside of the 5 and played into the 7-9 with the cue ball. Now he's very limited what he can do with the cue ball because of the awkward angle that he ended up with on the 4. Now this is very interesting because now he has to deal with the 8. You see, now he has to deal with the 8 ball. After pocketing the 5, the cue ball will then narrowly pass the 8. And then hopefully he'll end up with either a combination on the 9 or a possible shot in the same pocket that he pockets the 5. So this particular layout was difficult, and it really wasn't played, really well. But that shot was.
Well, he's got the 7 in the same pocket as the 5.
Yeah, no question now. He's got nice bridging room there. He's off the rail. He'll be able to look at this and get a good look at it. Now he's looking at the combination again. Maybe that combination is just too enticing here. Sometimes a combination, even though it appears that it's not the right shot, is the right shot.
Choices.
He's probably feeling that he can't overcut the combination, but he can miss the 7. No problem. 5-2 advantage at this point, looking to extend it even more. Let's see what he does. A little inside English. Nicely done.
And a break and run out. Second one of the match for Shawn Putnam.
Well, he's handling the pressures quite well, and he's playing quite well.
And a 6-2 advantage. The result. A key shot of that rack, the 7 into the corner for sure. And the way that he played it onto the 8, Billy, he played that very nicely.
Oh, he certainly did. He's very comfortable, like we mentioned earlier in the match. He just seemed like he was very comfortable. And Pagulayan, on the other hand, I don't know. He just got defeated by Darren Appleton. He missed about 3 balls in that match. And even though he's been able to manage to get to the final 3 in the tournament, he really isn't playing that well right now. So maybe things will change, because he certainly is one of the strongest players in the world. I rank him top 3 or 4 of the strongest players in the world, and he's not showing it right now, but things can change.
Well, likes the rack, the Delta 13 rack, helping to tighten those balls up. And we're rack number 9 already, 6-2. Comfortable lead for Putnam.
He drew the cue ball straight back that time. Went away from the cut break, and he's probably sorry that he did that. He didn't pocket a ball on the break. Pagulayan really doesn't have much energy. He doesn't look like he's, he wants to attack these balls. He just, this is a shot. This is a chance for him. The balls are spread nicely over the table.
Amazing. He's broken 6 times in this match. That's his 3rd dry break, and he's still 6-2 in front.
Considering the position of the 3 ball near the rail on the right side of the table, he would like to end up where the orange 5 ball is. That would be the ideal spot for him to end up for position on the 2 to drop for the 3. I don't understand that. That's totally the wrong angle. I don't understand what he's doing. Well, he's making it work. He's got a nice angle on the 3, Jim. A nice angle on the 3 that'll get him off that side rail for position for the 4, with the ball in front of the green 6 there. No, he's just not playing. He's just not playing. He don't have the energy. He just doesn't have it right now.
Yeah, an unforced error. There haven't been many from Pagulayan, but the ones that he's made have been capitalized on, and this one is going to be no different.
I believe he should take a break, Jim. That's what I think. He played a bad angle on the 2 to get to the 3. Ended up real nice. He ended up nice on the 3. Look at the 3. He's in perfect line here, and he hit it right into the rail. This is certainly not Pagulayan pool we're watching right now. Now he's falling out of line on the 5. Now what is he going to do here, Jim? I don't know. It looks like he's really out of line. Can he go 2 cushions and play position for the 6 in the lower left-hand corner? Looks like that's what he's going to have to do here if he can avoid the scratch, which I think he can. He overcut it. Now Pagulayan, I think, should take a break here. I think he should take a break and refresh it himself, because this is a rack that he needs to get, and he has to run out here, or else this match is history. He's going to play to the inside of the 6. He's not going to go away from the 6 here. Look. Take the long shot. And this is not the type of a shot that I think he should be taking right now. Look at him. Look, he's saying, why did I do this? Look at this shot. Look at he's scratching his head. He's saying to himself, I don't know why I did this. I'm not playing well right now. He should have taken a break.
A lot of negative body language from Pagulayan.
Nope, it's not going to get it. He did get it. Well, he's struggling out there, really struggling. Look at him. Oh my goodness.
He says, "What? What was the worry?"
He's not feeling good at all. He's not feeling good at all. He's got to do something to shake this off.
And Putnam was halfway out of his chair. Well, we got to have another look at that one. That's unbelievable that fell.
Now, that was a nicely executed shot, ending up with an ideal angle on the 8. Very natural angle on the 8 to drop for the 9. A little bit of inside angle. He's about a half of a tip. Sending him down table in perfect line for the 9. Well, he'll narrow the gap somewhat with now only a 3-game deficit at 6-3.
Yeah, important that he won that one. Let's have another look at that 6. And I think when we see where this hits, Billy, we're going to be surprised it goes in. Watch it again.
Yeah, this is what they call a near make.
Look where that ball hit.
And, okay, let's give him a break.
Amazing stuff. Great work, guys. That was tremendous. That ball just fell in.
Let's give him a chance. That's what happened. Let's give him a chance.
No, it's the old, you know what Danny DiLiberto said? It used to happen with Luther Lasser. The ball would sit there, take a look and see who shot it, and then fall in. Well, he got the 8. See, the balls just aren't favoring Alex right now. Now, you might have this off the side cushion, but nothing easy right now for the line.
Let's get an overview of the table here. Let me take a look at the table here. Okay, now he can kick this in, but there's a possibility if he kicks this in, he could scratch where that 2 is. See, that across the table, if he kicks it in, that cue ball's going right in that direction.
He's looking at trying to kick this in.
Now, you got to be worried about that scratch. That's a big pocket over there. You know, I know he can kick it in because he kicks so well, but controlling that cue ball may be a problem. He may have to draw this, and in doing that, he'll shorten the angle and create a bigger problem with the shot. So he's not happy with this shot, not only because he has to kick it, but because he has to control the cue ball. He knows that cue ball is going to be going right toward that pocket if he kicks the 1. Look at his face. He's not really happy with this shot. He don't have that wow, yummy look.
Wow, yummy look.
No, he's going, look, okay, I know I'm going toward the 2. Maybe I'll just put a little inside draw on it or outside draw. I may miss it. I'm going to shoot it. No, he says he's going toward the 6. He may overcut this kick, hitting the 1 into the long rail. Watch. See, he hit the 1 into the long rail. And he went into the 6 because he overcut the 1, because he wanted to stay away from that pocket. And he ended up perfect on the 2. This is his chance here. He trails by 3 games. This is another game he needs to get. He can't afford to lose any more of these games.
Well, that was another one that Shawn's thinking could easily have stayed on the table. But as you said, Billy, he purposely tried to overcut that to change the angle off that kick.
Yes, he did.
But that's just how astute Alex is, and also how capable he is.
Yeah, he wasn't really happy with the natural angle on the kick, so he overcut the 1 to change the angle so the cue ball would go into the 6 and not into the 2, which he's done perfectly. Now back to the live action here. And Pagulayan trying to get a little more life into his body because he hasn't been playing well. But this is the kind of a rack that he needs, or he needed, to get back into feeling good about himself. He's made a couple real nice shots in this rack. Does he have to travel here down the table and back up again?
I think so.
Yes, he does.
And the 8 made off the break. This is a chance for Pagulayan to get to 6-4 and at least keep the heat on Putnam. You never want to let a player get into the comfort zone so much that they start to loosen that back arm. You got to keep them on their toes.
And you always want your opponent to know that he's playing someone. And the best way to do that is to run out.
And that's what Alex did. A break and run out. Following that one, a great kick shot. And that Alex Pagulayan's second break and run out of the match. He started this one out with a break and clearing up all the balls. But since then, it's pretty much been a Shawn Putnam show.
And since he's fallen behind Now, by 2 games, he really must control the cue ball off the break, because when you're trailing a match midway through the match, you really can't afford to scratch on the break, because then you'll be looking at a lead that's really not surmountable. He must control the cue ball off the break. That's the rule number 1. Control the cue ball off the break. That'll give you a chance to surmount the lead. If you don't, it might be curtains. Doesn't seem like that 1 ball is freezing for him. He's not happy with the rack.
Yeah, having a little trouble with the rack this time.
He wants that 1 ball to freeze. Give him better action when he breaks the balls. I noticed when Appleton was breaking the balls, he was positioning the 2 ball, I believe, behind the 1 that was going cross table, because in doing that, he would have a better chance of playing position from the 1 to the 2, because he was playing position for the 1 in the upper left-hand corner, and he wanted the 2 to be on the left side of the table as well.
You can see him. He put his hand to his lower back. I was telling you, Billy, about the health issues that he's been trying to get over.
And I can certainly relate to that, because I have a bad back, and when I rack the balls, it really aches, And if you're having problems racking the balls, it's very difficult.
Oh, it wears. You're leaning out over the table, and your back is supporting your whole torso.
And that's one of the reasons I won't play 9-ball, because there's too much racking involved.
Rack number 11. It's a 6-4 lead to Shawn Putnam, but Pagulayan.
He got a kiss there. He made the corner ball. He may end up with a shot. No, he didn't. I was going to say he may end up with a shot on the 1, but he didn't. And he really should have, because he struck the break really well in terms of controlling the cue ball. And he was really ill-fated in not coming up with a shot on the 1. But that's just the nature of the game. So let's try to figure it out from here. This is going to be a tough push too, Jim. He's probably going to have to push for a kick here.
Yeah, maybe push for a 2-cushion kick. I don't know whether he can get the 2 cushions.
I was
from where
looking
he
at
is
that
now.
too. You see, from where he is now, we're envisioning, does he have the 2-cushion kick? But he can push out for that 2-cushion kick. I don't know if Putnam's going to give it to him. And from our vantage point, looking at the monitor, maybe a little bit different than his at the table. Maybe the 1 is too close to the rail, for that 2-cushion kick. I don't know. You see, when you look at the table, because you want to be able to hit a rail. When the 2-cushion, you hit the side of the 1, you may end up going into the pocket, but you want to hit it deep so it goes this way, and the cue ball kills itself near the center diamond. He would like a 2-cushion kick underneath the 1, so the 1 goes between the 2 and the 8. Now he's going to bump the 6. It's going to give him room for the kick here.
You know what he's done there is he's given himself more blockers for the 2-cushion kick as well.
And that's a very intelligent observation. Are you sure Danny's not over there somewhere? Okay, now once again, Putnam is kind of confused with this, like he was the last time he was confronted with a push when Pagulayan tied up at 3-9. This time he said to himself, I'm not going to let him fool me again. Go ahead, Alex, you kick. So let's see what Alex has in mind.
I'll tell you what, Alex has given himself every chance to kick this and put Shawn in trouble.
But he has to get a rail. That's the problem with this kick. When you hit it, when you go in deeply behind the 1, that 1 must get to a rail, because the cue ball is going to get very little movement, and it's not going to get to a rail. So he's hoping that the 1 gets to the rail, and there's a chance the 1 may run into a ball and not get to a rail.
Oh, he hit it twice, actually, but he got away with it.
Yeah, he got away with it.
Yeah, he caught it. He caught it going in as well.
He's certainly not the favorite from this position, but you know, he hasn't really sold out the rack. It doesn't appear, at least, that he's done that. And he can bank the one, but there's no future in that.
Gives you an idea, though, how Alex thinks, how advanced he thinks.
Now, Putnam is trying to get the cue ball behind that group of balls at the other end of the table.
Just about like that. Good shot from Shawn Putnam there. Very nice effort. And Pagulayan with no choice but to get the short cue out. Shawn has done everything he can do. If Pagulayan comes with a better shot, you just got to tip your hand to him.
Well, that's what these champions do. You think you have them, and all of a sudden, they escape. Now, I think I would have him at this point. Let's see if he can escape. You know, you think you have them, and boom, they escape. Not that he's, you know, out of trouble, because this ball is makeable, but it's not like a gimme. You know, I mean, he's got some work here if he opts to go for this one. You know, because he's gambling here. Even though he has the luxury of this wall of balls for protection by cutting the one in, playing position for the two, if he misses the one, he still, you know, he could end up behind the three balls, the 2, the 4, and the 6, and use them as blockers. But he's pretty thin in this one, Jim. I don't know if the speed of the shot lays well for that shot.
You know, Shawn's one of those players, Billy, I know you've known him for a while too, and we've seen him play an awful lot, but he just kind of flies under the radar, doesn't he? He's a much better player than he's given credit for.
Right. He should. I like playing safe here, which he's done really nicely. Because cutting the one was a little risky, but you're right about that. He has flown under the radar, but after this tournament, I think he'll be flying a little higher, you know, and a little more visible. Is he going to get out the jump cue again here, Jim?
Well, he's looking at the kick off 2 cushions, but he could jump this.
He could jump it, but he got to hit it good because he could scratch too. You know, there's some problems with the jump, and there's some problems with the kick. So it looks like he's looking at nothing but problems here. So which one is more solvable? He thinks he's found the solution. Let's see if he has. He thinks he's found the solution, and I think he has.
What a kick from Alex Pagulayan there. Danny, you said it when the match started out. One of the best kickers in the game. Maybe 1-2 guys that you might choose over this young man. And I think they're Filipino too.
Yes, they are.
Watch this again. Looking for the top edge of that one. Just flicks it, knowing the cue ball is heading into the tall grass.
Exactly the way I played it. You know, and he did play that shot exactly the way it ended up. You know, he may have been a little fortunate to get behind those balls like he did, you know. But the better you kick, the luckier you get.
And the more you practice, the luckier you get.
That's true.
Well, he's looking at the one cushion hit here, and cue ball, if he hits the right edge as we look, left edge as he looks, that cue ball's going right into the 9.
And this has been a very interesting battle right here. You know, these two great players have really shown us some great skills here. And like you say, he is going into the 9 here, Jim. Right into the 9.
Well, that was a great try. That's exactly what his master plan was. Didn't miss it by much.
Okay, now you have a decision here. Do you go and bank the one cross side and just put the game up for grabs, or do you play some sort of a safety? He can go off the right side of the one, reposition the cue ball down there behind those 3 balls, the 2, 4, and the 6, or he can bank the one cross side. I don't think he's feeling good enough right now to bank the one cross side. Plus, I think the angle is a little awkward. So I look for him to reposition the cue ball up table behind the 3 balls, the 2, 4, and the 6.
I concur. Yeah, there's no way he queued up at that, but he's not going to play the bank here, Billy, because the cue ball, it's just off angle enough where the cue ball's floating away from position to the 2, and plus it's a risky shot.
I agree. I totally agree. But on the other hand, what his option is to go up table behind the 2, 4, and 6. Maybe that angle plays too short, and he feels he might go into the 4. So if that's the case, now he really has a decision to make. You know, maybe the angle to play safe is too short. You go into the 4. So does he go to the other angle and go behind the 9? Maybe he'll try to go behind the 9 here. That's what he couldn't afford to have happen, and it did. He scratched. But he tried to go 2 cushions behind the 9 with the cue ball, and he mishit it slightly, but it was too much.
Caught it too thick.
He was starting to go, you know, grind his way back into the match, and all of a sudden Putnam now has ball in hand with a 2-game advantage. See, he was trying to go 2 cushions, but it was a risky shot.
Looked like it skidded off that 1 a bit, too, because, I mean, he got the 1 where he wanted it, and Alex isn't the sort of player to make a mistake like that.
You know, and he probably had another thought in mind, too. He probably just wanted to reposition the 1 behind those balls, and he said, I might go into the 9 or into a ball, but that's okay because I'll reposition the 1. He wouldn't pass it and scratch. I thought that was a pretty tough luck there. So he played a good shot. He was really unfortunate that he scratched. All that congestion seems to be gone now. The balls are open. And with a 2-game advantage, he likes his position. Pagulayan was grinding his way back into the match. And scratched, unfortunately, into the corner pocket, giving Putnam this great opportunity. And he certainly taken advantage of it.
Striking the ball with a lot of confidence and authority. And just like Darren Appleton, the man that's awaiting the winner of this match, you know, he controls the cue ball so well, Billy. When he should get out, he is.
He certainly is. This is his dream. And he's playing well. Let's hope he doesn't wake up, right?
7-4. Shawn Putnam over Alex Pagulayan. To a full house here at the Chesapeake Conference Center. The race to 11 for a place in the 36th U.S. Open 9-ball championship final.
Pagulayan was starting to get back into the match. He was starting to play better.
Yeah, that was an unforced error from Alex, and just didn't legislate for the cue ball there, and that proved costly. Well, Shawn Putnam has asked for a short break now.
Okay, we're back in action, but I'm kind of waiting for this guy to put them headsets on. So
you can say hi.
Yeah. So how much did you pay for that?
7-4. Putnam breaks. Rack number 12.
He pocketed a ball on the break, and the 1 ball sits in front of the side pocket with a pretty steep angle, and the cue ball will be tracking toward the 9. 2 ball in between the 5 and the 7. He can pocket the 1 easily. Can he go around the 9? How is he going to play position for this? He's going, that's where he's going right there. And he needs to end up in the center of the table for position for the 2. That means he's going to have to apply left-hand English and try to go around the 9. But the angle that he has doesn't really offer him the comfort of doing that. So, I don't know. This is not an easy shot. Notice he's got to go around the 9 and play position for the 2. It's not an easy shot. And I don't know, Jim. He's positioned the cue ball quite closely to the 2. And it does look like he has a shot, but not the type of shot that he wanted to end up with, especially when you consider position of the 3 ball. He's going to have to cut the 2 ball thinly, and the cue ball is going to pick up speed. Is he going to? I don't know if he can play position for the 3. Well, he did, and he had a better angle than I thought.
He's left himself slightly hampered, given that he's left-handed now. That 8 ball, he's got a cue over top of it. Just a little trickier.
Yeah, anytime you're hampered with your bridge, you know, funny things can happen. These pockets are very generous, I see.
I'll tell you what, it's scary, some of the shots that have actually gone in. You know, you look at where the ball has struck the cushion, and for the pocket to still accept it, one would have thought that as the cloth got a little bit more worn, Billy, that the pockets would tighten up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And that, in addition to the way the balls were going in off the break, you better have control of the table, or else you're in a lot of trouble. Even with a 2 or 3 game lead, it's in jeopardy, considering how easily you can pocket balls on the break and how easily the pockets are accepting shots. Now he'll extend his lead once again by, this will be the first time he'll have a 4-game lead. He's had a 3-game lead twice. Now it'll be a 4-game lead. That scratch on the Pagulayan has proven to be quite costly, Jim.
Yeah, when he was coming back.
He was grinding his way back into the match and scratched in the corner pocket. Now it's cost him 3 games. 1 that he won and 2 that Putnam won.
8-4 now, Shawn's lead. Alex effectively has to win this match 7-2 from this point, and his opponent's breaking. A very tall order for the talented Filipino.
Yeah, he's got to get back into this match, and he's, you know, if given another opportunity, he's got to make good with it and to surmount this lead. This is getting pretty late in the match for Putnam and very late for Pagulayan.
Well, wasn't happy with that rack.
There's a gentleman in the green shirt that has the headsets on. I can see him. Oh, okay. There was a gentleman with the red shirt. Are you enjoying this? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Have you been a loyal fan or the U.S. Open? How many years? 5, 10, 20, 30, 20? Well, you said 30 years? 30 years? We only had the Open for 26 years, Jim. Oh, I don't know. There's another gentleman on the other side.
Yeah, the other guy.
How many years have you been coming to the Open?
Yeah, the other guy's
10?
Heard enough of you,
15.
Billy.
15. We have another guy that's been here for 30 years, okay? He's in the front row. Hi. Enjoy yourselves.
Rack number 13.
You know, he lost the cue ball off the break. Notice how he hit it to the side. The cue ball almost scratched right into the pocket. It didn't scratch. Pagulayan now steps to the table. I don't know, a lot of congestion out there. I don't know if the 6 blocks the shot on the 1. From my vantage point, I can't tell. Can you tell?
That's very close. He might just be able to get through to enough of this to make it.
His body language will probably tell us whether or not he has a shot on the 1. If he does, the 2 is behind the 9 on this end of the table. Not very accessible, but let's see how well he does with this shot. He's going to go toward the 2 here, Jim. Let's see how well he does with this shot. Tough shot. And position is even tougher. He hit it thickly.
Yeah, too thick.
Yeah.
That's what took him out of position, and I don't know whether he can get through to the edge of the 2 here. But it's just not happening for Alex right now.
It was really imperative that he hit the 1 thinly, sending him on the other side of the 2. He wasn't able to do that because of the distance of the shot.
You know, Putnam's getting away. You think about it. 8 times he's broken this match, 4 times dry, and yet he's still 8-4 in front.
Now he's going to have to hope he gets lucky on that kick, which I think he kind of like did. Let's see what Putnam can do here. He doesn't have a shot, but he's looking to play some sort of a safety here. Maybe he can shoot the 2 into the 8, and maybe drop behind the 9. I mean, I don't think that's too risky because there's a lot of congestion there. Now he's looking to bank the 2. He could possibly do that. Send the cue ball into the 8, and if he banks the 2 long, the 2 ball will then go 3 cushions and possibly up table.
Well, Shawn's got complete control of this match, and he doesn't want to let Alex back into it.
No, he banked it in.
And that's how you keep your opponent off the table. What a shot from Shawn Putnam. I think a little easier to play that shot when you're 8-4 in front than it is when you might be 8-8.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if it was the right shot to take, but that time for him it may have been. Now he's left-handed. He's got to stretch over this table for this shot. I don't know if he can well, can he reach it?
Yeah, he's cueing over the 5. He might be sitting on the table as he plays this shot.
Yeah, he's not really going to the table quickly to shoot this shot. Maybe he's going to have a problem reaching it. I think he does have a problem reaching it. Whenever I shoot a shot like this, I shoot it quickly because I ache when I reach, like, oh, I got to get off this table.
I'll tell you, he looks very awkward reaching over. He's got a very easy safety if he does want to refuse this, but it's hard to refuse it.
Well, he didn't refuse the other safety he had when he banked the 2. But, of course, that wasn't as easy as a safety as he has now.
I think he's looking to see where the cue ball is going to track after he makes this, assuming he makes it.
It might go into the 6 here. If he goes into a 6, funny things can happen. He may end up behind the 9 here. The cue ball seems to be drifting
the cue ball
a little
was drifting over in his favor.
And he does have a shot on the 4. He does have a shot on the 4. The 5 ball is the ball to the left of the 4. He would like to draw up table maybe toward the 8 if he can do that.
Shawn's kind of walking around the table slowly. And Shawn, this isn't a funeral. You can have a little bounce to your step.
He's looking to play position for the 5 in the side, not the top. Now, I don't think that's the pocket I would play position for. I would draw back and play position for the adjacent pocket on the other side for the 5. Nope. Now he's gotten out of line there. He wanted to stop the ball, actually, and play the 5 in the side. He's not really happy with the results of that shot. I don't blame him. Now he can position the cue ball behind the 8. That's an option here. If he doesn't have a shot, he can always position the cue ball behind the 8. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, this 5 goes between the 9 and the 7.
I don't think there's much room for that shot. Does it go?
Well, it definitely goes. It's just a question of whether or not he wants to play the shot because the safety is much easier. The one you alluded to behind the 8, much easier. But this does go.
But he's been fairly aggressive banking the 2 like he did. I look for him to play the 5 past the 7. Now he's going behind the 8. No, he's not. He's a very aggressive player, He can't really get himself to play this safety. And he said, no, I'm going to play the intelligent. Well, he may have not gotten the cue ball behind the 8. He's left Pagulayan, I think, a shot here. He may be able to shoot it straight in, or I know he can jump over the 9 or the 8 and 9 for sure. But he may have that, that I don't know. I don't think he can hit it directly. I think he's going to have to jump over the 9 and the 8. But I don't think he did a good job, Putnam, that is, repositioning the cue ball behind the 8. He should have gotten a lot closer to that 8 with the cue ball. Whether or not that's going to cost him remains to be seen. But now Pagulayan does have some life here. And when you give, upper echelon players a little life, you know what they can do to you.
And there's no give up in Alex. Of that I can tell you. Anyone that's known him, anyone that's seen him over the years, he'll fight to the end. He's got his break cue in his hand, so he's going over the edge of the 9.
Watch out. He might get lucky here. He might get lucky here. This is what he needs. That's what he got.
Now the crowd applauding, much to Shawn Putnam's chagrin. But that's just the popularity of the killer pixie.
You know, if I were he, I would slow down right now, you know, because getting lucky like that, you feel like, oh, you're a little, you know, embarrassing us in a way. I'd slow down right now because this is a big shot coming up here. Not only does he have to make a good shot on the 6, but he's got to play accurate position for the 7, considering the position of the 7. So therefore, big shot coming up right here. He doesn't want to pull the trigger. This big shot coming up. A lot of pressure on this shot. A lot of pressure. Is he going toward the corner? He can't go to the side? If he's going toward the corner, then he wants to send the cue ball toward the 7. He wants to go into the 7. But making this shot and going into the 7 isn't easy. Tough shot, a lot of pressure. Good shot. He made them both. He's in a perfect line for the 8. You know what? He got rewarded for it, and he deserved it.
Yeah, that was a great effort from Alex, and a timely one as well. And he's going to punish Shawn Putnam on his dry break and the bad positional shot from the 4 to the 5. He brought Pagulayan out of his chair. And the Lion trying to claw his way back into this one. 8-5 still in favor of Shawn Putnam.
Now this was a very difficult shot to jump over both the 8 and the 9. He didn't actually pocket it in the pocket that he intended to, but it did go into a pocket. Lost a little dignity, but gained a game. This is what we want to see, not because we want to see Pagulayan win, but we want to see close matches that, you know, create interest, and that's just possibly what we're going to get. If he can keep the cue ball on the table, he's got a chance.
Got the wing ball.
Does he have a shot on the 1? I don't know. You know, very, very seldom has he broken the balls and end up with a shot on the 1.
I think he does, Bill. I think he's got the 1 into the side pocket. Getting that wing ball at least affords him the chance. If he can get this, the 2's in the open. The 5 looks like it offers a combination to the 7. This is a chance for Alex, and these are the type of chances at this stage in the match he has to take.
Looks like he can roll it in, too. I thought that the angle was steeper, but I guess he can roll it in. And that's what he's done. He's rolled it in. He's gotten good position on the 2. He's got to stretch here or else go with the bridge. This is the type of a shot he really can't stretch, so therefore he needs to shoot it with the bridge. He's not really that adept with the bridge. He doesn't shoot very often with the bridge.
He's very good with the bridge. Look at him. Does he not look like a snooker player to you? Because he won the Canadian Snooker Championships this summer, beating the defending champions 6-0.
My bad.
He's probably one of the best pool players out there with the rake.
But why does he shoot behind his back when given an option?
Yeah, just lazy, comfortable.
Oh, it's like you.
Yeah, I'm definitely lazy, but I don't play behind my back.
Okay, back to the match. Let's take a look at this shot here.
He's got perfect angle on the 3.
The 3 to the 4, no problem. But his problem is not to the 3 or the 4 or not the 4. It's the 4 to the 5. And there's the problem, the 5 and the 7 sitting at the other end of the table. He wants to decide what angle he wants to end up with for the 5-7 combination. He would like to end up where the 9 is, or above there, of course, with that angle. That way he won't lose the cue ball.
Yeah, he's staying on that line so he can hit it dead on. And this looks perfect.
He would like to, yeah, he would like to go to the side rail and just roll it in. Well, he's able to control the 5 ball, but the angle that he's left himself with looks a little bit awkward, Jim. This isn't going to be easy. Look at him walking around the table, knowing what he's going to be looking at, and it's not going to be pretty.
No, these are the type that are always a test of cueing because you got to force follow this.
Nicely struck following through the ball. Got a lot of good movement with the cue ball. 8-5. He's looking to narrow it to 8-6.
And he keeps the pressure on Shawn by staying on him too. A break and run out. Maybe he's found the sweet spot.
And if he has, this 2-game lead can very easily be surmounted that Putnam has. If he can continue making the wing ball and controlling the cue ball off the break, we're very likely to see a very, very close match at the end, maybe 11-10.
Alex's third break and run out of the match. And only his 6th game that he's won. 8-6, still Shawn Putnam. But I'll tell you what, Pagulayan seems like he's picked up the pace a little bit to me.
Oh, yeah, he definitely has more energy now than he did 3 or 4 racks ago or 5 or 6 racks ago. He looked like a corpse or a dead man at that time, but now he does have energy, and Putnam's starting to feel it in his chair as well.
And look at his face. He's got more of a look of determination, too. Rack number 15, the race to 11.
He got the wing ball again. Where's the cue ball? Where's the 1 ball? He's got a kiss there. He's got a shot on the 1. And he's got a good shot on the 1. 2-ball position in the center of the table. Ideally positioned for position off the 1 to the 2. The 3 ball to the left of the 1 does have a pocket for the 3. Where's the 4? It's right to the left of the 2. Everything's in the open here, Jim. We're liable to see this deficit, shrunk down to 1 game.
You know, when it looked like he was firing back at Shawn, 6-4 down, that's when that unforced error crept into his game. Now he's got to guard against that. He's got momentum.
And he's got a shot. Cleanly struck, center pocket. Now he's starting to play now. He can feel it. He can possibly feel a win here. About 3 or 4 racks ago, I don't think winning was a reality to him, but it certainly is now.
Billy, you've seen Alex play as much as I have. You can tell, too, when he starts to get some wind in his sails, it shows.
Right, and now the test is going to be for Putnam when he gets back to the table, because there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, realizing that the line's not going to disappear if he gets back to the table. Because I've seen this man many times run 5, 6, 7 racks. And it's very capable of doing it now, considering how easily the wing ball has been going in, or how regularly it's been going in. And now you can see the energy in his body. He can feel it now. He's going around that table. He's more fluent.
And when you get in that sort of frame of mind, you expect good things to happen, and they do.
Inside English, ending up straight in on the 5, and all he needs to do is stop for the 6. He doesn't want an angle on the 5, and he's gotten a nice shot on the 5 to stop the cue ball for the 6. Little intricacies like that quite often hurt people when they don't notice them. Oh, he's there. He's going to narrow the gap to within 1 game, looks like, Jim. We're going to have a pretty good match here.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this match has a heart rate again. Just getting a little closer to the 8. You know, Billy, you can almost sense it with the crowd, too. It's gotten quiet out there. That's that elbow. I told you, he's had some problems with it. But the match is definitely on. Second break and run out in a row. 8-7, Shawn Putnam.
Putnam tracing that dream. Thought he was almost in the finals. Okay, but hope that dream don't turn into a nightmare. This is the U.S. Open, and this guy's not going to give it up so easily.
At 8-5. Or sorry. Yeah, 8-5. 8-5 was the
8-4.
8-4.
8-4.
At 8-4, there probably weren't many here that were giving Alex much of a chance.
Putnam
Just forgot to tell Alex.
Yeah, Putnam in his chair shaking his head saying, why, how did this happen? Wing ball? No, he didn't get the wing ball that time. It looks like he's going to come up dry. Now it's Putnam's chance, but the 2-7's tied up at the other end of the table. And it's a different, it's a different game now for Putnam. This is a tight game right now. A lot of pressure out there. Let's see how he responds to this.
Well, he should be able to roll this through if he wanted to try and lay it in behind the 3, the cue ball, but a little risky. And Shawn just spent the last 3 racks in his chair. So to have to come out and play a shot with a deft touch, not all that easy. Now I think what he's looking is to bank the 1 just down between the middle and right diamond and follow through with the cue ball behind cover.
Actually, I don't know what he's trying to do. I really don't. You think he can get the cue ball behind the 2-7 here? I don't know if he can do that.
Well, he's left the 1 exposed, and he's flicked the 2 into the open. In hindsight, pretty good shot.
Well, if he would have known it would have turned out like this, he would have shot it quicker. Okay? It turned out just about as good as it could possibly turn out. He's left Pagulayan a shot that he doesn't like any part of. And there's no part of this shot that Pagulayan likes. So therefore, if you know you're going to leave it like this, go right ahead. Because he does not have any kind of a shot here. This is a horrible situation he's confronted with. He's dead over the 7 ball. He's got about 6 feet to cover before he hits the 1. He's got no chance to play position for the 2. He's got a very difficult shot in playing the 1 or a safety. What does he have? You know what? You know what he may have? No, it doesn't even have. I don't know what he has. I'm totally. I'm confused.
You know what I'm doing if I'm playing this
stumped.
shot? Cushion first. I'm looking for a thin hit on the left side of the 1.
That's as good as anything. It's good, but you don't want to run into the 4.
That's how I'm playing the shot.
I'll tell you what, he played a great shot. Considering the position that he was in, he really hit that shot great.
And he caught it thick and still got away with it. But if he'd have caught it thinner, he'd have had a chance to hook Shawn. And Shawn has a chance to really put him in a trap now.
He tried to freeze him on the orange 5. He left him a shot.
He may have left a space between the 5 and the 6. I think he has.
I think he has. An ill-fated Putnam walks to his chair saying to himself, how in the heck did that cue ball end up with the window right between the 4 and the 5? Man, that's really a small window to end up with. He's really ill-fated.
And if he stuns this and follows through about a foot, he'll have a shot on the 2. Did he go too far?
I don't know, but he struck that 1 cleanly.
Well,
it looks like he's got a shot. His body
still
language.
Bouncing.
Yeah, he's bouncing. Means he's got a shot. And all of a sudden, like you said, this match definitely has a heartbeat. Look at him. He's bouncing for sure now. He trails by 8-7, but he might be the favorite from this position.
You know, I'll tell you what, and I know if you ask Darren Appleton, you know, he would just tell you it doesn't matter, and that's the attitude players have to have. They just worry about their game. They don't worry about what their opponent does. But if you put a gun to his head and asked him who he'd rather play between these two, I guarantee you he would rather avoid Alex.
Well, of course. And going back to what you said, it doesn't matter. What did you mean when you said it doesn't matter? What doesn't matter? What are you talking about? What doesn't matter?
Who he'd rather play in the final.
Oh, well, of course it matters. Of course it matters.
You know, like I do, if you ever asked him, he would just say, I don't care. I just worry about my game. And that's the right answer, really, from a player's perspective. But Alex has so many more weapons. You know where I was going.
Well, I think I think the right answer would be, yeah, it sort of matters who I play, but if I concentrate on my game, that's what matters to me. But you know, he didn't give you that answer. This is a tough shot coming up here. Wow, that was a beautiful shot. You know, notice how closely he got to the 5 ball. That's what he was looking at, shooting the 4. He had to control that cue ball, and he didn't have much room for error there.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at Shawn Putnam, and then he's looking away from the table, and he was shaking his head there.
Well, Putnam's been shaking his head for the past 2 or 3 games. You know, not that he's really done much wrong. It's what Alex has done right, and you know how this came around, how that's evolved into what it is right now. You know, Putnam made a real good shot when he shot the 1 ball, when he shot and put him on that 2 ball. Then Alex made a nice shot when he kicked the 1, like you mentioned, and he left Putnam a pretty decent safety. Putnam was really ill-fated with that safety, leaving the cue ball in that little gap there, that window, and it's been all Alex. You know, I mean, he's taking care of it from there.
A little too straight on the 6. He knows that in coming down for the 7, he's going to be fairly close to that bottom corner pocket. He's got to leave a little angle here.
Yeah, he didn't want to end up straight. If he would have had an angle, he could have either used the side or the end rail to get him out of the trouble, you know, to go off. If he's straight, he can't do that. You know, he wasn't straight. He could have used the side rail. You don't want to go too far now.
I think he just pinched a bit of that pocket to force the angle, but again, he's played it perfectly.
You know, he might be a little too steep for this, but I would play position for the 8 in the upper right-hand corner pocket, spinning it with inside English. I wouldn't go with the same pocket for the 8 that I'm pocketing the 7. That's the shot. Just go up table with the 8. And you can't ask for anything better than that. He's good. Especially considering how generous these pockets are. You can use a little rail to stay off the rail with the cue ball. Hit it a little roughly, and the pocket will still accept it. Well, he didn't have to worry about that. He hit it very cleanly. This match is going to be tied up, Jim, and whole different ball game now for Putnam and for Pagulayan.
Listen to the crowd. 8-8. Alex Pagulayan has just won the last 4 racks on the spin. And Mr. Momentum has just changed sides.
You know, it just seems like in big situations, nothing really comes easy. You know, it may appear for a little while that it's going to be easy, and then suddenly it turns around, and all of a sudden you find yourself, you know, like, oh, you know, like you're like in a pressure cooker. What's happening to me now? Nothing comes easy. You're going to have to win this, Putnam. You're going to have to show a lot of heart and come back, show your resiliency, and win this.
Yeah,
if you
again,
expect to get to that dream.
He's been looking over that way, Billy. I'm not sure. I know he had a quick word with Jay Helfert there. I don't know what they're talking about, but something over there is disturbing Shawn, or he was concerned about. And Jay's kind of just putting his arms up as if to say, hey, I can't help you, Shawn.
Maybe it's the monitor over there. Maybe they have some audio going on with that monitor.
You know what? You could be right. It's as good a guess as any.
Yeah, they had the audio going on that monitor. They were listening to the commentary, and it was a little too loud and it was bothering him. And I don't blame him. He's right. He should ask him to turn it down because, you know, it's a disturbing thing. You know, I don't blame him.
No, I'll tell you what. If I was a player, the last people I'd want to hear talking are the commentators. Do you think a player needs to hear a commentator saying he's under pressure?
Well, you know, exactly. You know, and we do our job and we try to make it exciting for the fans, and which it is exciting. You know, we try to embellish it and make it exciting. And if one of the competitors hear it, it's not really fair. It's not fair. So I understand, and sort of apologize.
Rack number 17. It's a race to 3 now. Well, I say that. Remember, you have to win by 2 clear racks, and this is a dry break.
Okay, this is going to be the test right now. He has an opportunity at the table. At one point, it was leading in the match 8-4, only to see those 4 games disappear. It's tied up at 8 apiece. Now it's up to you to respond to the challenge. You have an opportunity. Let's see if you can take care of business.
And he's got a chance. Everything's in the open here. The 4 beside the 9 may be a set combination. Just depends where he leaves himself from the 2 to the 3.
Has he even taken a look at the combination? I don't even know if he's even looked at the combination.
Well, he's going to now because he's got the angle on this 3. He can lay that cue ball on the right-hand side of the table pretty easily.
Yeah, pocketing the 3 now becomes the shot. Because if the 4-9 lays reasonably well, he'll play position for it. But he must pocket the 3. Well, he did that quite easily. I like the way he's playing. He's showing some heart right here. After leading by 4 games, 8-4. You know, that was a good out. That was a good out.
Yeah, the dry break from Alex Pagulayan. You just ill-fated, ill-timed dry break from Alex. But very quickly, Putnam secures the lead once again.
Actually, this turned into a pretty darn good match, Jim. At one time, we thought we were going to have to see a runaway by Putnam, and then all of a sudden, Pagulayan got back in it. And this is really some pretty good stuff here. And we've seen some pretty good pool, by the way, out there. A lot of real good defensive battles we've seen. We've got a lot of good shots. Now we're going to see who can take it off.
It's rack number 18. And the narrowest of leads for Shawn at 9-8. A race to 11. You got to win by 2 clear racks. And at 12-12, it's capped. Then it does become hill-hill.
Nothing on the break. Nothing so far. And nothing. Now Pagulayan has control of the table. Pardon me, he did make a ball. It was the 8 ball. Pagulayan does not have control of the table. It's Putnam still at the table without a shot, but he does have control of the table, and he'll look to play some sort of a safety here. He may bank the 1 cross table, setting the cue ball close to the 6 and behind it. That would be one of the options he may have. You don't bank the 1 to make it. You just bank across table, and you put the cue ball on the 6. Oh, he's going to go behind the 6 this way. He's hit it short. I think he hit it a little short, allowing Pagulayan maybe to hit the outside of the ball. It looks like he may have a chance to hit the outside of the ball here. And if he can't hit directly into the ball, I'm sure he can spin it and hit rail cushion first and the 1 and possibly go down table with the cue ball. That also is a possibility. It's not an easy shot, but it's a possibility. So he can spin it. Now he's looking to jump it. I don't know. He can jump it and bank the one cross-side. Now, that's a real aggressive shot, but it has a big reward. Now he's looking to spin it off the cushion like the other shot I try to describe. Cue ball. No, he went directly into the one. He massaged it. Did he get away with it? It looks like he may have gotten away with it.
Well, that's what he had a quick look at as he left the table. And I don't know whether the one is exposed where Shawn can flick the edge of it. Alex seemed pretty content as he left the table.
It looks like he maybe can see a little part of the ball, but even if he can, I don't know. It's going to be a difficult shot to shoot. Yeah, well, if he can see a part of the ball, he's going to have to go for it. He's going to have to try to hit it because there really isn't a good kick. Sometimes even if you can see a part of the ball, a kick may be better, but not in this instance. It wouldn't be.
Well, he must be looking at the kick if this is what he's doing. That's how a player measures where exactly on the cushion they want to contact. They just dissect the angle, basically.
Is that the mirror system deal? Is that what they call the
well,
mirror system?
it is. It's just another way of a player seeing it as though there was a mirror on the cushion.
He's going to have to hit this with some speed, I think.
Oh, trusting to luck now.
Well, he did get fortunate that he didn't give up a shot for Pagulayan to run out with, but he has given Pagulayan control of the table, which I believe he'll try to reposition the cue ball behind the 9-5. He'll shoot the 1 into the 3 and go behind the 9. I would like to see him, he would like to see it go behind the 5. That would be the best spot. Now he's looking up table. Don't know if I don't. What's he do? I don't know what he's doing looking up table. Let's take a look at this shot. I don't see why he would go up table when going behind the 9-5 looks like natural to me. He needs a little more. He wants to get behind the 5. That was the ball he really wanted to get behind, but he fell short of that.
Yeah, an easy kick for Shawn. If he'd have got behind the 5 and been able to take that side cushion away, different story.
Big, big difference. Gigantic difference. Now Shawn, like you say, can kick into the 1. And in doing that, he's going to get separation from the 1 and the cue ball.
Well, Jay Helford's standing there, just in case he's called upon.
So actually, Putnam really doesn't have that big of a disadvantage shooting this shot because after hitting the 1, he's going to get separation. I kind of like cutting the 1 up table and then the cue ball going across table and then maybe behind the 9. That's possible.
Well, Shawn's looking up there, so that means he's going to be getting, well, he is getting his jump cue. Because I was going to say, he can't see the 1 to be able to make it or play it up into that corner. So if he's going to try and jump this, Billy, then he is trying to hit the bottom half and still trying to bring that cue ball in behind the 9 and the 5.
You know, the only reason he would get the jump cue out, maybe he doesn't have the room to kick behind the 1. Maybe he has to bend it too much. Well, I don't know how well this is going to work out for him. I don't know if the 3 blocked the pocket, the upper right-hand corner. And I know he does have a pocket to the left. Very difficult shot.
And doesn't necessarily come with position to the 2, so if the rewards don't outweigh the risks, then don't take the risks.
So the suspense is definitely there with this shot and the score.
Got a couple good safeties here, though. He can bank that 1 up towards the 9, try and lay the cue ball, stun the cue ball over just a little left, dropping in behind the 4, or even kind of stun it over in behind the 2. He's got a couple choices with this, banking that 1, 2 cushions up towards the 9.
And being a snooker player, you're very versed with that type of a safety. you know, elevating and drawing behind the pink. Like that, just like Jim described it. Is he gonna give up a shot here?
Well, he did try and stun forward and get behind that 2, Billy, instead of holding behind the 4. I think he should have gone one way or the other. It was almost like he wasn't quite committed either way.
Well, considering the position of the cue ball so closely positioned to the rail, you know, it's not that easy to do what you want to do, you know.
No, you're right. But he also knows how well Shawn Putnam jumps. Hey, he's got his playing cue here, but if he's going to jump this, well, mind you, it's a longer jump over that 4 ball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long jump, you know, but if he is able to put it down, if he comes up with a shot on the 2 after he puts the 1 down, all the other balls are laying really nicely because the 3 is convenient to the 2, the 4 in front of the side. This is a big shot coming up here. He has a 1-game lead, and it's getting near the end of the match for both players, especially for Pagulayan, if he's able to pocket this 1.
He's got his break cue. He needs that harder tip that allows the cue ball to jump off the playing surface. It's a harder contact on cue ball tip, and again, it also bounces off the cue ball quicker. It gets out of the way, so when the cue ball bounces off the playing surface, you get better reaction. That's why players like to jump with their break cue.
Well, thanks for that advice and a little bit of information. Now he's going with the short break, short jump cue, which will get him airborne quicker. Let's see how accurate he is. Very accurate. And he missed that kiss off the 5. Is he going to go behind the 4? No, he doesn't. He hasn't gone behind the 4. Excellent shot, and he got rewarded for it, and he certainly deserved it.
And now you see why Alex was upset. Now you see why Alex wasn't happy with his shot. What a great jump shot.
Yeah, this was a big shot. This may have been the shot of the match right here. Jumping over the 4 with a close contest, 9-8, pocketing the 1, going around the 5, playing position for the blue 2, narrowly getting there, but getting there. I'll tell you what, he showed a lot of heart in this match so far. After leading 8-4, he, you know, Pagulayan came back on him, tied up 8 apiece. Not too many players would have been as resilient as he has so far. He's shown a lot of heart here.
Ensuring to leave the angle on the 4. Come down table for the 5.
Now he's got to be careful here because the 6 is at the other end of the table. He doesn't want to get straight on the 5. He doesn't want to get straight on the 5. He wants an angle here. And he's got one. Doesn't seem to be bothered by the pressures. He's just paying attention to his game and the balls and the table, and that's it. And that's what you got to do. Just like Appleton says. I'll just take care of my game, my business. And that dream is starting to develop into something that he wants it to be. Oh, yes. This will put him on the hill. And he deserves to be there.
He certainly does. Terrific jump shot from Shawn Putnam. And it's 10-8 now. He arrives to the hill. But you've got to win by 2 clear racks, remember. And he's played nothing but great jump shots throughout this event. And none more timely than the one there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good shots in his bag, you know what I'm saying? A lot of good shots. He's got a big break. He's got an excellent jump shot like you just mentioned, okay? Strong shot maker. He's got a good stroke. Got a lot of heart. You know, he's chasing that dream.
One more good break from Putnam. Got the 2 in the side.
Does he have a shot? He may have a shot. He still may have a shot. He's bending over to see if there's room for the 1. I think he's got to go here. He's got to shoot the 1 here. Cue ball's going to be going down table.
This could be cushion.
Yeah, a lot of ways to make the 1.
A lot of ways to make
a lot of ways to make the 1 here. But the 3 ball is kind of like in a bad spot. That's not one of them.
Yeah, but you could see the spin on the cue ball, taking it in behind the 8. And Alex may just be able to get through to this cushion first.
I believe you're right. I believe he does have a cushion first shot, but that's not the only problem he's confronted with, cushion first. It's position of the 3 ball. After pocketing the 1, where does the cue ball go? It's going to go to the left, and the 3 ball is not makeable in the lower left-hand corner. And the cue ball is going to go to the left and back to the right near where the 4 is, near the side pocket. So what do you do with the cue ball? See, that's where he's figuring the cue ball is going to go. After pocketing the 1, the cue ball will then spin out of that lower left-hand corner, or the upper left-hand corner. It'll go possibly between the 4 and the 7, but the 3 is behind the 8. Very, very risky shot. No, he played short of it. He didn't want to fool with that traffic over there, so he played short of all the traffic. And he said, I'll take my chances playing short and hope that I can come up with a good shot or a good safety. Sometimes you can play too safe, too careful. Maybe this is one of those times, but maybe not. Let's see if it worked out for him. I don't know what he can do here. See, because he's got to shoot the 3 so it goes back up table, and he has to hit it accurately. And by doing that, he's not going to get good movement with the cue ball. He's going to try. I don't know what he's trying to do. Bank it? No, he's trying to get the cue. Well, he's creating distance. That's for one. That's an ally all the time. Create distance, which he's done. I don't know if he's left the window between the 4 and 6 with the cue ball to hit the 3. I don't know. It looks like it's very close. He may have. But even if he has, I don't think Putnam can do much with this shot. But he can hit it, so therefore he won't be giving Pagulayan ball in hand. That's for sure. Can he bank it back underneath him? I don't know. It's possible that he could bank this 3 underneath him. I think he has a very tiny pocket there. But I think there's a little bit of a pocket there. You know what? He might as well go for it. Because I don't see him, he might as well go for the bank here. If there's any chance of making the bank, I think he should go for it.
Taking a lot of time. Obviously, the situation demands that. If you're going to make a mistake, you want it to be an honest one. Alex sitting in his chair in behind, just shaking his head.
See, with all this indecision on his part out there, if he has any chance of making the bank, he should go for it because he hasn't figured out anything else. So if you can't figure out anything else, go for the bank.
He really did answer the bell, though, at 8-8 when Pagulayan was putting all the pressure on him. He really did start playing better, too. After being in his chair for 4 racks.
He went for the bank?
He did go for the bank, Bill.
Oh, but just because he missed the bank, that doesn't mean he's going to lose. You know what I mean? I mean, if you can't figure out what to do, go for the offensive shot. Even if you miss it, you don't have to lose. There's a picture of Putnam in the chair looking very comfortable, which he should be looking. It's this guy at the table that's uncomfortable. Very nicely kicked. Uh-oh, it skidded. He hit the 9
He
ball
made the
perfectly.
three,
He made
though.
the 3, but he should have made the 9. It skidded when it hit.
He's saying that too. He was right there. He was watching the 9.
The inside English on the cue ball came in contact with the 9, and when it did, it skidded. The 9 was going right for the pocket, and it went up the hill. But you know what? He still got the 3, and he's got life.
Well, Shawn Putnam can still laugh about it too. Even under all this pressure that both players have to be experiencing, they can enjoy a little lighthearted moment.
Tough shot coming up. He's got to hit it fairly thinly here. Watch the cue ball.
Yeah, he's overcooked it.
Oh, my. This is definitely not what he wanted. That is definitely not what he wanted. Is the 7 hanging in the pocket enough to where he has, you know, he has an option here. He can play the billiard with the 9, or he can play the bank combination. You know what? Let's go back to that shot where I think the 9 ball skidded. After he hits the 3, watch the English, watch the 9. It skids. You see how it skids? See the turn on the 9? It skidded. It was going right for the pocket, but he got the 3. But let's go back to the table now. He has a choice here. Do you play the 9 or you play the 7? He played the 5 and the 7. Now, is he thin enough on the 6 to cut it and go to the bottom rail with the cue ball?
I think he is, Billy. I mean, looking at it, it looks like that angle, he's definitely thin enough. Off 2 cushions, play the 8 to the side pocket.
Side or the corner, but he has another option. He can bank the 6 into the 9, which is the cowardly shot. But I don't think, yeah, it is, but that's an option. But I don't
That's
think
the
it's
desperate shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll try and swing this off 2 cushions, and because that way you can let your arm go too. Play it at a speed that you're comfortable and just swing the cue ball off 2 cushions and back for the 8 into either the top left corner or the side pocket.
I agree.
Either way,
Yeah.
you've got to make this.
Yeah, and I like for the side as well because you hit it with more of a cinching speed. You don't want to hit it softly with a spin and play position for the 8 in the corner. You go for the side.
Now he's playing bottom, so maybe,
Oh, my, this is
maybe
tough.
it is.
Is he banking it?
No, he can't be banking it.
I didn't like that shot at all.
You know something? The only thing I can think of
didn't
there
like
is
shot.
that
This is playing the billiard here.
well, the angle must have deceived us from the TV cameras because
Yeah.
it looked like it was thin enough.
I think you just play the billiard here and forget about everything else. Just play the billiard. Forget about the 8. Don't try to make the 8 and the 9. Just play the billiard here. You know, a lot of people say, well, it's a two-way shot. I could play the 8 and the 9. No. Just play the billiard. Forget about the 8. This is it, you know. Put your concentration on the money right here and play the billiard. If you're going to play the combination, fine, play the combination. But play the 9 here.
Well, bad
Oh,
hit
my
again.
goodness. No, that ball skidded, but he hit it poorly anyways. You know, he knew it when he hit it. He hit it poorly. He got weakened on that shot, and he hit it poorly, and it did skid. The billiard may have been the right shot. Now watch it. It skids on him here. You can see the 8 ball turning. See how it turned?
Yep.
It skidded on him. I don't know if he cut it enough.
Makes the 9, and Shawn Putnam moves into the final against Darren Appleton. The handshake from Alex Pagulayan. It's an 11-8 win, Putnam over Pagulayan, and it'll be Darren Appleton in the final. A tremendous semifinal here. Billy, it doesn't get a lot better than that.
No, it doesn't. It was. No, he went for the bank that time. You see, he was practicing. He went for the bank. That was an option, but he shot the.
Well, folks, the final will be upcoming in a couple hours' time. We hope you're going to join us for Billy Incardona. I'm Jim White. It's been a pleasure, Billy. Great
Thank
to have
you.
you in the box again.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure.
And the final again, Darren Appleton, the defending champion, against Shawn Putnam.